I want to welcome our Budget Committee members and our visitors today. The purpose of the meeting today is to hear a report from the Revenue Estimating Group regarding the General Fund revenue estimate for fiscal year 2024 and to set aside the sine die revenue estimate for 2025. Before we do that, we need to handle a couple of items. First, the minutes. I believe all the committee has the minutes in your packet. First item was to approve the minutes of the December 6th, 2023 meeting. Second? Second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Next is the presentation by the state economist, Corey Miller. Welcome, Mr. Miller. Good to see you again.
Thank you, Kevin. This week, the Revenue Estimating Group met to discuss the state's general fund estimates for fiscal 24 and 25. As you know, the sine die estimate for fiscal 2024 represents a 2.2% decrease in general fund revenues compared to fiscal 23 collections. However, through March, total collections for 24 are essentially identical to 23. As of March, year-over-year collections of sales tax and use tax revenues are up 3.4% and 3.6% respectively. These are more typical rates of growth for these revenue sources that we saw prior to the pandemic. They likely reflect the 3.7% increase in personal income in Mississippi in 2023 reported by the Bureau of Economic Analysis, which is also a rate more in line with what was experienced prior to 2020. Individual income tax revenues are down 10.1% through March, and corporate income tax revenues are down 5% year over year. Notably, insurance premium taxes are up 18.9% compared to a year ago, and revenues from interest on investments are up 30%, coinciding with the increase in interest rates over the last 2 years. Going forward, we expect growth in these latter two revenue sources will slow as the unwinding of continuous Medicaid enrollment proceeds and interest rates come down. Sales and use tax revenues are anticipated to continue growing at more typical rates. Individual income tax revenues should continue to decrease following the implementation of additional rate reductions. The group spent some time discussing corporate income tax revenues. We expect, because of tax law changes and the general volatility of this revenue source, that corporate tax revenues will be somewhat less in fiscal 24 and 25 than the level reached in 23. In conclusion, the Revenue Estimating Group, in consideration of the factors mentioned, recommends the fiscal 2024 general fund estimate be changed to $7,677,800,000, which is a decrease of 0.2% over the actual fiscal 2023 general fund. This recommendation represents an increase of $154 million from the fiscal 2024 sine die estimate. The Revenue Estimating Group recommends a general fund estimate for fiscal 2025 of $7,600,100,000, a decrease of 1% or $77,700,000 below our recommended fiscal 2024 general fund estimate. Appreciate your attention. Be glad to take any questions.
Questions from committee for Mr. Miller on his projections. I think each of you have a summary of the comments, and I appreciate you giving us that in your packet. If we may take just a second for the committee to look at those and see if they have any questions about his presentation, most of which is in there. And as you mentioned, the actual decrease in individual income tax reflects the decrease that we made that the Senate and House made legislature made in the income tax rates, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then your increase in insurance premiums reflects the increase in insurance rates across Mississippi, and particularly in the last year.
Yes, sir.
So our percentage of that goes up accordingly, and that's about what their rate increase was to particularly people on the coast, actually. Okay. Any other questions for the state economist? Questions for the state economist? Okay. Speaker? Okay. Then we'll go to the general fund revenue estimates, which is the next item on the agenda. Thank you, thank you very much, Corey. We appreciate you. Consideration of adopting the signing out revenue estimate recommendation for 2025 based on the information you've been given. Do I hear a motion to approve the signing out revenue estimate for 2025?
Yes, sir. I'll make a motion. I move to approve for the FY 25 general fund revenue estimate of $7,600,100 million.
600 million.
600 million.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. 600 million, 1,600,000,000, 100,000.
There you go. Do I hear a second? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Okay.
Move adjournment.
Comments, Speaker? Having accomplished the work of the Senate, thank you. The Budget Estimating Group, thank you very much for your help today and appreciate your service, and welcome to our new members from the Senate and the House. We look forward to working with you next year. We'll entertain a motion.
Move adjournment.
Motion is to adjourn. Second? Second by Josh Harkins. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it.